Welcome back to the monorail. This is the Disney Deep Dive with the Doz, and joining me once again is your favorite and mine, Landon the Doz Doan. Landon, welcome back to the monorail.
Always fun to be coming from the monorail bright and early on a Monday morning. It's been a couple weeks. How you been, buddy?
It has been. You had a business trip, I guess we'll call it, down to the parks that delayed your visit, and then last week was just kind of nuts, but yeah, doing good and glad to have you back. We always miss you on the monorail. You know, Nick gave you a few shout outs last week. I think he was complimenting what you've done with the place.
I appreciate that, and because he gave me shout-outs, that's the only reason I am not dog-cussing Nick for stealing my spot on the Monday morning monorail. Nick, what's it? No, I'm just kidding. It's always fun whenever you have Nick on. I feel like he's such a fountain of knowledge. Nick, don't get me wrong, you and Sam definitely bring it, but like Nick brings a whole different playbook of knowledge whenever he's on, and so I love hearing those conversations.
Yeah, you're right. Nick is a professional. What can you say?
Don't try this at home, ladies and gentlemen. Or do. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, on this segment of the program, we enjoy diving into rides, attractions, shows, whatever it may be in the Magic Kingdom Park. At least we've started with the Magic Kingdom Park. And we are going to do that once again today, but it won't be a ride. It's going to be a parade. We've done one of these before. We did the Main Street Electrical Parade previously. This week, we're going to be talking about something that opened in the 90s, actually replacing the Main Street Electrical Parade, and that is, of course, Spectromagic.
Yeah, and even though I am ride or die electric parade, this is an okay parade.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
But before we get into it, I do want to do real quick a little bit of Disney news. Over the weekend, legendary voice actor Russi Taylor passed away at the age of 75. She is the voice of Minnie Mouse. I mean, that right there is enough. But in addition to that, she was the voice of Martin Prince from The Simpsons. She did Baby Gonzo and the Muppet Babies. She was Pebble Flintstone. So, I mean, in addition to being just Minnie Mouse, this is a voice that you and I and a lot of our listeners probably grew up on. So, just rest in peace and thank you for the memories, Russi Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for that, Landon. Definitely rest in peace, Russi. And yeah, iconic voice. I don't think, like, you can just think Minnie Mouse and you can hear that voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty unique, and it's like just takes you right back. You can picture it, you can hear it, and it gives you all the feels as soon as you hear that Minnie Mouse voice. So
it really does. And I thought Disney Park, their blog did a nice write-up of her career and her life. And I love the way that they closed the article. They closed with a quote from her, quote, "I never wanted to be famous. The characters I do are famous, and that's fine for me." I just love that. That right there is the personification of a voice actor. I love it.
Yeah, that's what.
So rest in peace, Russi.
Yeah.
Legendary voice.
Well, we're going to dedicate the Spectromagic Parade review to Russi this week, and I think this is a appropriate celebration of Russi. So, debuting in October 1st, 1991, as I mentioned, the Spectromagic Parade was brought in to replace the Main Street Electrical Parade. And that was because at that time in the 90s, Disneyland Paris was opening, and they needed a parade. So they thought, this one's worked well in the Magic Kingdom for years. People love it. Let's send it on over to Disneyland Paris to give it that Magic Kingdom feel. So they shipped the Main Street Electrical Parade overseas, and in doing so, replaced it here in Orlando with Spectromagic. Yeah, which was, imagine at the time, if we had had social media the way we have it now, people would have been losing their minds. Like, really? You're giving our parade away?
You're giving it to the French people? What the hell? That's for the Southern Disney Twitter group, yeah.
So,
I don't know if you're gonna have to cut that. I apologize. No. But yeah, it's like, I know it's crazy. People would go outlandishly wild with their opinions on social media. But I'll be honest, if I was plugged into 1990s social media, so like Friendster, I guess, I would have been up in arms over them taking away Magic or Main Street Electrical Parade, because I love that thing. Like, it's funny doing prep for this. Generally, I'll listen to some of the soundtrack, kind of get the feel of it. No, I just listened to the soundtrack to the Main Street Electrical Parade again, which really does no good for this segment other than I just like the soundtrack.
Well, it's funny that you bring the Baroque Hoedown up, okay, because that has a tie-in to the Spectromagic Parade. Okay, so originally when this was being designed, the concept was entitled Electromagic. And Don Dorsey, who was the music designer for Main Street Electrical Parade, actually suggested to just use a slower version of the Main Street Electrical Parade's Baroque Hoedown theme.
Huh.
Yeah. Disney senior management said, nope. I don't know if they thought that was like a lazy idea or what. But
exactly. It's like, yeah, we already got this road. Just turn it down half the speed. I'm gonna take a long lunch. I'll see y'all later.
Exactly. Done. But as you mentioned it, like people love that music. So I guess Don Dorsey wasn't wrong. I mean, what if it ain't broke? If it ain't Baroque.
Oh my God. That's bad even for you, dude. Well, good night, folks. Here are the plugs. No.
Oh, so he was asked to work on something else for a while. And they brought in Steve Scourgia, who took over, and also John Debney. And John Debney wrote the parade's theme on this magic night. Which is pretty classic. I mean, if you look
very much so,
like you even just hear that and you can get the theme in your head. John Debney, you would know because he also worked on the soundtrack for Iron Man 2.
Which AC/DC song did he write?
Pretty sure Back in Black.
I love that one.
And the theme to the 90s TV series Sequest DSV.
Okay.
As well as the beginning fanfare to Epcot's Illuminations 25 and the soundtrack to Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris.
Okay, so he might know what he's doing when it comes to this. Just maybe.
Too. Spectromagic. This is coming from spectroradio.us. Ears Up podcast. They've got a blog about this. They say the music for Spectromagic is notable for a couple of reasons. The first is that it was written in 6/8 time. That waltzes, which is highly unusual for a parade. Most parades are written in even measures, 2/4 or 4/4, to make it more of a march, right?
Yeah, they 1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
1 2.
Yeah. So this is more 6/8. You've got the waltz kind of feel going on, and also Spectromagic was different because it's fully orchestrated. And as we know, Main Street Electrical Parade was like all synth and MIDI files.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's part of the reason it rules. But it's like I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the what'd you say, the 8/6 time signature?
6/8, yeah, 6/8.
6/8. Well, that might be why I have a hard time wrapping because I'm trying to do 8/6, but it's like a 6/8 time signature for a march because, like you said, generally have that 1 2 3 4 1 2 or that 1 2 1. So it's
yeah. How do you march to da 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 da?
And see, I'm trying to figure it out because, like in a previous gimmick, I was a music major, so I'm trying to wrap my mind around. It's like, no, maybe this is why I'm no longer a music major because I can't do that.
I don't know how you count your steps to that, but you know.
Seriously, heck, I don't know if you're one of the 39 drivers of these floats, how you keep it in time because it's like it's easier to walk in step as opposed to drive in step.
Exactly. Here's some interesting facts. You tell me if these are fun facts. I know you're the judge.
That is right. I'm the judge, jury, and executioner of fun facts on this podcast. Please proceed.
Okay. Spectromagic employed several different lighting technologies, some of which had never been seen in commercial applications prior to implementation in the parade. The parade employed electroluminescence, Quantex, a U.S. military-developed lighting technology from fighter pilot cockpits, holographic prismatic film, fiber optics, and light-spreading thermoplastics. That sounds very technical.
Yeah, I'm going to deem that a fun fact. Anytime you have holographic Air Force technology, we are on board.
Yeah, it's amazing. Powered by 948 batteries and connected with over 100 miles of fiber optic cable. It required 118 cast members to put the show on every evening. 600 pucks were originally embedded in Main Street USA and the rest of the parade route, so the parade units would know where they were and stay correctly timed to the music.
Oh, I guess that the RFID chips or whatever are in those pucks. Yeah. It's just like pucks. What?
Yeah, hockey. Bussing.
So here's that long overdue Mighty Ducks tie-in we've all been clamoring for.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the end of the parade is actually Coach Gordon Bombay, where he leaves everybody in a quack chant.
Yeah, and that's why all the parade participants are marching in a flying V as well.
You know, I didn't put that together until you said it, so thank you.
You're welcome.
The things you learn on the Monday Morning Monorail.
So again, parade opened October 1st, 1991. It actually closed for the first time April 2nd, 2001. I'm sorry. I did it backwards. It opened October 1st, 1991, and then it closed May 21st, 1999. It opened again April 2nd, 2001, and ran till June 4th of 2010. So it actually had two separate 9-year runs, basically almost 10-year runs. Yeah. And so it lasted quite a while. And then, of course,
and I do think it's interesting. The first time it shut down for the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Yeah.
When it got shut down again, what replaces it? Main Street Electrical Parade, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Yeah. And now we have nothing. So
nope, nothing.
No nighttime parade in the Magic Kingdom, and that makes me very sad.
Like, at least bring back Main Street Electrical until you figure out what to do.
Something.
Or just play the soundtrack at night. Is that too much to ask Disney?
Yeah, and have people in like lit up jackets walking up and down the street.
There we go. Yeah, you could see if AEW's Chris Jericho is doing anything. He can just walk down Main Street with his light up jacket.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bring Double J back. Let him do.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. What other wrestlers have lights on their costumes that we can hire?
There's a new guy. I think he just came. Is he a neat NXT guy, or is he? He comes in and he wears like light up goggles, and isn't he the one that has like that? He wears like an Iron Man kind of a.
Oh, you're thinking of Ali.
Yeah, Ali. That's
yeah. There we go. So we got 3 right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mustafa Ali can participate. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Look at that. We can now confirm Disney is buying the WWE.
I'm sure it's not off the table. I'm sure.
that has to be a 3% chance that's going to eventually happen.
I think so. Yeah.
Anyway, please continue.
Okay. All right, so the story of the parade. The parade's about Mickey Mouse, along with the Spectromagic Spectromen, who together create the power of Spectromagic. The first part of the parade with Mickey Mouse and the Spectromagic Spectromen, then they parade you through 5 different themes. Number 1, the worlds of music from Silly Symphonies. Number 2, the wonder of Sleeping Beauty's garden. 3, the fantasy of the Little Mermaid's ocean. 4, the imagination of Fantasia. And then lastly, the World of Dreams in a Grand Disney Cavalcade. And there are amazing floats, 1 million lights, and 45 plus Disney characters that participate in this thing.
That is so cool. And I don't know if you found this in doing the research for this segment. Apparently, when this parade first started, it did go like in a hard order, and it was the order you just read off. But eventually, in the run of the parade, they would sometimes change up the order of the floats, and I guess in theory change up how the show goes. I don't know if you found that, but I think that gives you kind of like an added value. Well, you've seen it once, but have you seen it the way it's going to be tonight?
Right.
Aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that does. It gives you that variability, kind of keeping it fresh for you if you've seen it before. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I guess they can do that because of the pucks and the kind of art.
Yeah, because of the chip technology. Whenever a chip passes over a certain point, it'll fire a musical section, and the lights will correspond. In theory. Yeah,
but Mickey's always leading the way.
Yes, because I mean, let's be honest. This is the house of the mouse. You stick with the gimmick, as they say.
And wearing an amazing giant light up cape.
Oh my God! Like the costumes from this parade are fantastic. Yeah. It's like we're gonna get to why we don't have these floats anymore in a second, but it's like I really hope that they took care of the costumes for the characters, because I mean, particularly that Mickey costume, the cape of lights, that thing looks awesome. Like I would have thought that would be like downloadable content from Kingdom Hearts 3 or something. It looks so cool.
Yeah. Wow.
By the way, Square Enix, if you're listening, what's up? We got Kingdom Hearts DLC coming later this year.
That's true. I mean, that could be a powerful item.
Ooh, I'd be down for that.
It's almost like a Doctor Strange cape, but better. because it lights up.
And I was going to say, and because it's Disney, but technically both are Disney capes.
That's right. Doctor Strange could be in the next Spectromagic. In fact, he could help Mickey lead the next Spectromagic parade.
That might be how we bring it back. He uses his time stone, and boom, there we go. He's going to undo all of the years of wear and tear that the floats suffered, and boom, we're back, baby.
That's right. Landon, did you have a favorite section of the parade when you watched it?
My favorite section would have to be the Imagination of Fantasia, if only for the Chernobog float, because when it decided to display its wingspan, I think I read online, 35 feet across.
Yeah.
And that thing looked so metal.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not as metal as the dragon we currently have that breathes fire and has like a 2% chance of setting itself on fire. Not that metal, but still pretty metal when you have a 35-foot wingspan Chernobog spreading all of his grandeur for everybody to breathe in. And I thought it was funny. There were parts of the parade route that were too narrow, so Chernobog had to go into hiding. And the video I watched said some people would think that the float wasn't working. No, it was working. It just, had to squeeze through. But yeah, it's like, I mean, I love that section just for the Chernobog. But at the same time, it's like I'm trying to remember what section the carousel was in this in the parade, because like just seeing the lights go back and forth and give you the look of, holy crap, this does look like an actual working carousel. Like that looks just amazing. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, the finale's great. I think you're right. I mean, I'd probably go Fantasia as my favorite section, but it's hard. They start strong with the Spectromen and then Mickey coming in with the light cape. I think that's so cool. And especially when you get the trumpets just kind of, the trumpets blowing in the intro. I mean, it immediately takes you there. You're there. You're on board.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, as soon as you hear those trumpets, you are on board with the fanfare. Let's roll for 20 minutes.
Yeah, so you're on, and the lights, it's amazing. I watched this video where they actually did it from the perspective of they were standing almost at the train station on Main Street, and they were kind of looking back, which this parade started there on Main Street, like at the front, like at the train station, and went towards the castle and around. So the opposite direction of, like, if you watched the Main Street Electrical Parade recently before it shut down, it actually came from Adventureland and came around. But yeah, so it started there, and one of my favorite things about this particular parade is how beautiful all the lights are, and I felt like that was a bad spot because it's too lit up. The train station, they kept it all lit up behind it.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. So I'd rather go kind of down the street a little bit where it's a little darker.
I mean, I guess in theory, from the viewpoint, like that would be a good place to watch a parade. But if it's a light up parade, yeah, the closer you are to lights, the less in theory you're going to enjoy it. I hadn't thought of that.
Getting a little light pollution from the train station. But yeah, absolutely amazing.
Real quick, I also want to give a shout out to the Little Mermaid section, if only for the Ursula float.
Oh yeah.
I know over in Hollywood Kingdom, at the show, they have a pretty impressive dadgum Ursula puppet type thing. But like, man, just seeing the Ursula go by with all the lights on her legs, like that is so cool. So
it is. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. I agree with that. So all good. Now, Landon, you mentioned earlier there's a reason why we don't have this anymore. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, because while these floats were in storage and we were kicking around the idea, we're going to bring it back, apparently it wasn't kept in the best situation. So some of the floats themselves started to decay because Florida has some heat and some humidity. And that stuff will hang if it's not properly ventilated, and that can get into fabric and wires and all sorts of stuff. So nature started to reclaim the Spectromagic floats because let's just call it what it is: some lazy upkeep by some individuals.
Lazy upkeep. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You'd think they've been around in Central Florida for quite a while now.
This isn't new.
it almost feels like this was like, I don't want to say on purpose, like letting it like rot, but
Are we starting a Disney conspiracy right here? Oh, this is fantastic.
I'm just saying, fans wanted to come back, and you're like, look, we can't do it. We're not.
Michael Eisner gave the call from on high. His office was actually in the Tower of Terror because he's some megalomaniacal villain.
Right.
And when he made the phone call, there was a bolt of lightning, and he said, "Mwahahaha."
Like,
oh, also, this is Michael Eisner. Yeah,
I'm picturing, picturing like a Doofenshmirtz kind of situation.
Exactly. I love the fact that we're starting conspiracies. Listeners, please send us your Disney conspiracies to Monday Monorail?
Monday Morning Monorail at Gmail.
Yeah, okay, at Gmail. I was going for the Twitter handle, but
conspiracy theories tend to be like wordy, so we need them at the Gmail.
No, even better. They'll send you like 7 tweets to get it all through, so that'll up your listener engagement. I'm trying to help you out here, dude.
Yeah.
Also, be sure to tell us why you know for a fact that whenever a hurricane's coming, they take apart Cinderella's castle because it's made from Legos.
I like that theory. That's one of my.
I had an Uber driver, hand to God, he was convinced, and he worked for Disney for over a decade, that was true, and he quote saw it one time.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe he's remembering when they took down the birthday cake castle.
Nope, he saw it. He saw it.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's definitely something. I'll give you that.
But yeah. So again, I think I do love Spectromagic. I have a place in my heart for it. I like you. I think I prefer Main Street Electrical Parade just because that's the OG and it's got the connection to the electrical water pageant, and I really like all of that.
And it has a killer soundtrack too.
Great soundtrack. It's in 4/4, so you can march to it. But Spectromagic was great, and now I just feel like I just want anything. I want a nighttime parade in the Magic Kingdom. It doesn't feel right without one. So
it does kind of feel like there's an empty spot in your evening schedule, for the lack of a better term, when it comes to the Magic Kingdom. Because, I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's like everybody loves fireworks. But at the same time, like, the parade was the primer for the fireworks to get you in that mindset. It's like, okay, I know you've been standing in line for 3 hours at Space Mountain all day. I know you got yelled at by your 4-year-old kid because churros got. So I know that you couldn't find the Mickey ice cream. But everything's going to be cool. Just hang out 20 minutes. We got a parade. And then we're going to blow stuff up in the sky. And everything is going to be all right.
Finish the night off the right way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And plus it was a nice cue for parents. Because the parade typically, young kids might not be able to stay like super late. And so they'll all gather on Main Street. They watch the parade, and then a big chunk of people would leave the park
immediately after it was over.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like y'all know it's not done yet, right?
They don't know that now. Nobody knows when to leave.
Which is why if you try to leave at the end of the night at Magic Kingdom, it takes you 7 hours to get on that stupid boat.
Oh yeah, or the tram to get to the. Oh my gosh! Like once you get off the monorail, you have to.
I wasn't going to besmirch the monorail because once again we're staying on gimmick, but woof, leaving at the end of the night, that is rough.
It is. If you stay all the way until they kick you out, good luck.
Yeah, have fun.
But man, yeah. Well, I do miss it. I wish we had something. We'll have to, maybe we can come up with ideas for what the next parade should be. And Disney, we know they listen to this podcast, and they'll seamlessly rip them off, and then we'll.
Okay, off the top of my head, Naked Landon and the Nighttime Explosion. just me in a beige nude bodysuit, because I'm not going to be naked, it's for the kids, but it's just me with sparklers, some strobe lights, and somebody following me around playing one of those sousaphones from Tenacious D.
This sounds amazing, and I think if Disney does pull it off, my question is, are you going to actually be in the parade every night, or will there be a Landon lookalike that takes your place?
You know what? For special occasions, I will come down to lead my parade, but I'm going to insist that we have a character, Landon, in one of those weird Bo Peep-looking horror faces that we have going on at Hollywood Studio. So not only will people be afraid that there's a scary-looking man running at them, but not only he'll be a naked, scary man with fireworks running at them. I mean, it prints money, Disney. Come on.
I can't do it anymore.
I broke the monorail.
I'm done for the day. Might as well do your plugs.
Okay, before that, I do want to point out this was one of the last times we got to see Roger Rabbit on a regular basis in Magic Kingdom, because in the original run of Spectromagic, it did feature Roger Rabbit, and I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But anyway, since I have completely derailed us, Landoz, please go follow me, Landon Doan. I'm the best, Landon Doan, not the rest. That's where you can follow me on Twitter, 280 characters at a time. I also run a website, buttmunchchips.com, buttmunchchips.
Sit on your butt and munch.
Ooh, I like that. That is where you can find podcasts such as Nearfall Radio. You can find the R&D Project. You can find Game of Thrones Talk, a.k.a. Got Talk. Or better yet, just do a search for all of that in the iTunes store, because you can find it there. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. Remember, 5 stars or GTFO. Oh, and I'm also on the Phil Show on News Talk 98.7 WOKI. 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Streaming at newstalk987.com and in the iHeartRadio app. Also available in the iTunes and Google Play Store.
Wow, you got that locked up.
Oh, and also I'm the self-proclaimed bad boy of Disney Twitter. So.
That's right. Yeah. I have a question. Are you going to participate in the lightsaber duel that I have challenged Frank to on August 29th? Is this going to be like a one-on-one lightsaber duel?
This is the first I'm hearing about it, but yes, it is going to be a one-on-one lightsaber battle. Yeah. So are you going to be buying us our $200 screen-accurate lightsabers?
These will not come from Savvy's workshop. You have to bring your own. I did tell Frank he better bring his own favorite laser sword to this battle. So.
I'm having to fly into Orlando, and I'm pretty sure that McGee Tyson Airport out of Knoxville, Tennessee, lovely by the way, might have problems with me packing a light sword into my
You get the kind that luggage. Are, collapsible, go right into the hilt, and those will pack neatly into a suitcase, and, whatever color you choose. What's your go-to lightsaber color, Landon? Orange, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to guess, I would say Frank probably likes blue, if I had to guess.
And you, of course, are red, because you use the bad guy.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'll have to go red because I'm going to take down Obi-Wan. Frank,
well, and plus, ever since you moved to Florida, you have been embracing this heel life, for life.
Woo! All right.
No. I'm just going to show up in my brown coat and be like, y'all look stupid.
Do it. And maybe Nathan Fillion will show up and you guys can be bros.
Oh, my God. Like, that's what I want to happen. I want to fly in the Millennium Falcon with Captain Mal. Like if he's there, like you and Frank, I love y'all. Y'all can go to hell.
We're going to need to fill out our crew. So, yeah, Mal's welcome to join on Smuggler's Run if he'd like.
And you know what? I'm going to speak for all 3 of us. He can be the captain because he is in my heart. I love you, Captain Tight Pants.
All right. We're going to wrap it up, Landon. Thanks so much for joining us once again, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
We'll see you then, buddy.